Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Hot Toys Kylo Ren 1/6 scale action figure. This guy is really cool, but before we take a closer look at him, let's go ahead and take a look at his packaging. So, like always with these larger scale reviews, guys, if you could just bear with me while I get everything put into frame. So, here is his box. It's pretty standard for what we've seen from Hot Toys. It's got a really nice picture of Kylo here on the front, which is actually the figure itself. I'll pull it up closer so you can actually see that. Really amazing. It looks like an actual person standing there. And then as far as that goes, that's the only thing to look at on the outside of the box. But as soon as you open up the top, you see this, which is kind of a sleeve that covers the figure. Kind of slips in over, as you can see. And they did a really nice job on this. Again, it's the figure with some other Hot Toys figures in the background. And personally, I really like the way this looks. And frankly, you could hang this in your house in a frame, and I don't think anyone would question you because it's got a very high quality print, and it's a very nicely taken photo. So. Very nice packaging, what we've come to expect from Hot Toys. So let's go ahead and take another look at the figure itself here. So Kylo stands at about 12.5 inches tall. So he's going to be right in scale with all of your other 1/6 scale action figures. And he does come with a ton of accessories here. Let me go ahead and show those off. The first one, and I'll show it to you first because it's in his hand, is his lightsaber. If I can get it to really focus in here. Really great detail on this. And there's got a really nice translucent blade with the kind of flickering, broken lightsaber effect on there. The blades of the lightsaber are removable, which I've talked about this on my Farm Boy Luke Hot Toys figure review. I don't like. On a figure of this price point, I think that it should come with an unignited hilt and an ignited hilt, but we'll talk a little bit more about that here in a second with another one of his accessories. So, as far as his hands go, they are interchangeable and you do get several sets of them. The first one here is this lightsaber gripping hand, and you do get one for both sides. If you wanted to pose the lightsaber on different sides of the figure. If it will focus, please. Yeah, there we go. Really great detail on there. And then on the other side, I've got this kind of force push hand on there. Again, really nice detail. Next up, we've got two fist hands. Really nice detail again on those. And then finally, we've got some open, kind of loose grip hands, which again look fantastic. Then you get an interchangeable arm, and this one's got an unignited hilt on it. Again, really great detail on there. And as you can see, there's a little battery door here, and that is because this figure's got a light up lightsaber. I really don't like light up lightsabers. It feels a little gimmicky to me, but I know a lot of people do like them. So if you are interested in that kind of thing, this figure does have that, and it does work, which is nice. And then he comes with two extra ball joints for his wrist, which is nice that they included that, and then three little watch batteries for the light up feature, which is really nice. And then finally, comes with his base. It's labeled here, and it's got a U type holder on it, and I think it looks nice and it works well. So back to the lightsabers here. Personally, it doesn't make sense to me that this lightsaber doesn't have a blade in it all the time. It doesn't make sense to have this lightsaber without a blade, but I could see where you'd want to display them without the hilt ignited. So I think he should just come with an extra set of blades for this hilt and an extra hilt without the blades ignited, so that you don't have to worry about possibly breaking these blades trying to interchange them. So in my opinion, a figure at this price point should not have little problems like that, in my opinion. As far as articulation on this figure goes, it's absolutely fantastic. He's got loads of it, so let's go ahead and run through it here. So in his head, he's got what feels like a ball peg on top of a hinge, or maybe just a double ball peg, which gives him a great range of motion. And the little cloak that he's wearing fits fantastically, and it's got an amazing amount of detail on it. Looks just like the movie, in my opinion. In his shoulders, he's got a butterfly joint with a ball hinge, great range of motion there, then a bicep swivel, hinged elbows, and then he's got a ball hinged wrist, like I showed off before. And one thing I do want to mention about his wrists are, at least on this hand, there is a little zipper on the inside. And that's really nice for when you're interchanging the hand on this side, and also for when you're trying to replace the light up arm on this side. So I'm glad that they thought about that. Then here in his torso, he's got what feels like a diaphragm joint with a double or single ball peg. Unfortunately, he's got so much fabric on his torso that you're not going to get a ton of range of motion out of it. It's probably the weakest point of articulation on the whole figure. And then underneath his cloak here, he's got T-jointed hips with a pretty good range of motion. Forward and back, you can get the job done pretty well. And then he's got a thigh swivel, double jointed knees with an absolutely fantastic range of motion. And then down in the ankle, it's hard to tell what type of articulation it is, obviously, because I don't want to remove the boot, but you do get what feels like a hinge or maybe a ball peg with an ankle rocker, which is really nice for when you're trying to pose this figure. Even with the boots being rubber, they still work, which is really, really nice. So overall, aside from a couple fairly minor problems I have with his accessories and the somewhat limited articulation in the torso, I think that this is an absolutely fantastic figure, and it's one that I think that any Hot Toys or 1/6 scale collector should definitely think about picking up, especially with Kylo Ren kind of being the new villain for the the newer movies. So if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comment section below, and I guess I'll see you later.